Welcome to Military Miniatures Magazine. In this issue, we are going to paint the recently restored ROCO H0 scale Sonderkraftfahrzeug 234-3 Heavy Armored Car with 7,5 cm Sturmkanone 37. We began by spraying the vehicle dunkelgelb nach Muster using AK Real Color ROCO 59 tinted with 20% white for aerial perspective. It turns out that tinted Real Color 059 is a pretty good match for Tamiya XF88 Dunkelgelb 2 straight out of the bottle. This third color is XF88 tinted with 40% white, which may be used for highlighting an XF88 base color. Next, we mixed our own red oxide primer using equal parts of brown iron oxide and burnt umber artist acrylic paints. Using a selection of online references, we roughly sketched the disruptive pattern with a soft pencil and then quickly filled it in with our red oxide primer mixture. Then we mixed a muted olive-grün from ivory black, oriental green, and a little yellow ochre artist acrylic paints as the second disruptive color for this pattern. Again, studying and roughly sketching the pattern on the vehicle first made the subsequent painting so much easier and more enjoyable. Once all colors had been blocked in, the vehicle was sealed with gloss acrylic varnish, ready to accept a pinpoint wash. We mix our own wash from ivory black and burnt umber, heavily diluted with water and a little ox gall as a flow improver. The translucent pinpoint wash is used to shade any panel lines as well as the shaded edges around hatches, vision blocks, and so many other raised parts of the vehicle's superstructure. Any mistakes made at this stage are either wiped off immediately or they may be fixed later when we place highlights. The pin wash takes time and attention to detail to really bring out the fine detail on this vehicle. Typically, there are more panel lines, rivets, and other small parts than one would expect, and they must all be taken care of. While it's tempting to just give the vehicle a once-over with this wash, we prefer the selective pin wash because it's cleaner. The oversized 1:76 scale matchbox crew are welded together at the shoulders. The vehicle commander has a short peg made of a plastic broom bristle, which secures the detachable crew module inside the fighting compartment. If we ever decided to replace these figures with a more accurate H0 scale crew module, we could easily remove them. Once the pin wash is completed, the vehicle needs to be left to dry overnight before it can be sprayed with matte varnish. Our next step involves setting highlights and removing pin wash from any flat surfaces we shaded inadvertently. Tamiya XF88 Dunkelgelb 2 turned out to be such a good match for our tinted dark yellow base color that we might as well use it for highlighting. The most obvious spillage on the top edges of engine hatches is easily removed by painting over it with dark yellow. The engine louvers, too, need to have their dark yellow paint touched up in places where the wash pooled on top of them. The shading of panel lines may need to be corrected in places where the effect is simply too pronounced. The dark yellow hatch on the front armor plate benefits from a highlight as well, and the excessive shading around this hatch is retouched a little. Rivets on the gun mantlet and on the wheels are highlighted with dark yellow to accentuate them. So here's a reminder of how sad this ROCO vehicle looked when we first got it. And here it is now in its new livery. Not perfect, but so much better than before. Thank you for watching. For more information, you're welcome to visit our website at miniatures.de.